Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host, Mary Ellen. This episode is a roundup of the cabbage dyeing that I have been doing. It is based off of Cindy at Studio Lou and her Patreon. She has done a couple of interesting dyeing episodes on her Patreon, and of course I am all in when it comes to getting messy and just faffing around in the kitchen and playing. And so this was about using red cabbage and dyeing paper. I have a cup of tea, I have some jammies, so this is a jammy crafting episode. So I think, so here is, it's still wet. So, oh yeah, these are still damp. So I have no patience. That's a lie. I have lots of patience. I just use it up quickly. But this is, so these are still damp. I put it away probably too soon. I also want to go through this and sort of sift them through. This is stuff that I should keep, that is worthy of keeping, and then others where it has just gone horribly sideways. So let's do one by one. Hang on. There we are. I feel like there should be like a, I wonder if this would work. Oh, pardon me, I'm reaching. There we go. There. Because the green and the purple is just all gonna blendy blend, and this is, that's better. There we are, that's better. So, that one is a keeper, I think. And I'm gonna have to do something with them. Oops, there's a lot. So this is me just piling them all up and drying them kind of at once. Possibly not recommended, because I have lots and lots of the dye material. These imprints are interesting, like those. The variation in color is also quite interesting to me, and yeah, I don't know if you can see that. You probably see it in some later ones. That looks like rust, and it's not. I think I had so much of the cabbage dye liquid in the pan, and it hot enough that not only did the liquid evaporate, the sugars started burning. So I think this is actually a burnt sugar effect. And at no point did Cindy show any kind of burnt sugar stuff, so I think I don't have the right temperature. I don't do a good enough job draining, a whole lot of stuff, but that's okay, because we're learning. These are fun. These are just little dollar store notepads, and I took one apart. And I kind of like these, so those are keepers as well. And this one is kind of light on one side and not light on the other. I love this mottled. That's nice. These are almost jean color, like denim. Here's another one, more burnt. That side's pretty good. I like that sort of bloom. Yes, these are all still quite damp. There's that side and that side. Such a difference in the sides. Here's some more where you can absolutely see the burnt sugar, and burnt sugar there. Experimenting. So this is one of the black and white sort of picture books that I have, and I wanted to see what happened if I did this. And so interesting to have sort of the off prints and then some of the modeling. That turned out really nice. I like that. And now we've got sort of that off to the side. Haven't thrown any out yet, so that's encouraging. This is upside down. Here we are. Like that bit of an end. This is interesting. And that's that one. Oh, some more of these little fiddly ones. So these are just fairly plain and even. How uncharacteristic. I wonder if this will help. Nope, I need something thinner. How about that? Yep, here we are. Dictionary page. So there's one side there, another side, more black and white. Kind of funky there. Oh yes, this is a 100% burnt page there. I find this hilarious that I have the leading page for the letter P, and this is kind of purple, so that's fun. But you can absolutely see how burnt the sugar is. That started to stick to the pan, so that's also information for me to pay attention to. Bit possibly too hot, too much liquid. That is an interesting drip. And I like this side down here as well. That's kind of fun. And what is this? So this is just a line page. I like that. That's kind of fun. This is the back side of a Tracy Fox label sheet, and information about that when we get there. Tracy Fox labels. Anyway, so you get an interesting print on it. So that's kind of fun. Some more of this. This turned out really kind of fun. I like that. That one's good. It's all right, didn't mean to hit you. Ooh, this edge is nice. And more sugar. This, I can't help but thinking that that might actually be a bit of cabbage. That one turned out. More burnt paper, more dictionary. The variation in color here is really wild. Some more notebooks. Yeah, I feel like that's just a cabbage bit. There we are. Oh, look at that. How I think what I did with these is I just used the bottom of a can to stamp on the color to see what would happen. I'm doing the coffee journal, and one of the things that I wanted to do was sort of stamp coffee rings down on some of the pages, and I just had the idea in my head, waiting for things to dry, and tried it on some paper. And I think it turned out okay. So that's good to know. This is, yes, here's a Tracy Fox. I'm just changing the color a bit. This was done as a single sheet and then just laid on its own to dry, because the ink here gets super sticky. And I have done this with other liquids, dye liquids, where this, if you have a laser printed sheet of paper, that the laser printing will decompose. And ooh, look at this one. So this is a cover where the plastic peeled off, and then this was where the plastic was, so you can see where the dye went through and where the dye didn't. And then this back side is where I was laying those small little sheets, and they have sort of fun little outlines. So I really like that as a interesting technique. This is the one that peeled off. There's a couple of the labels that are still salvageable. You almost might want to just use that as a backing of something. Not sure. More blank paper. Ooh, this has got some nice purple in it. And I think I have no idea how I created. I don't know what I'm doing almost all the time. And I love the idea that I don't know what I'm doing and I do it anyways. Caveat, health and safety top 5. I don't know what I'm doing, but don't do anything stupid. Particularly as it relates to chemicals that are being heated up, things that are heat, corrosive, well-ventilated eye protection, hand protection, all that kind of stuff. You can't do the thing if you can't do the thing. So you need to keep your various body bits intact. I love this. That's super fun. And that was a result of Rumsky Rolsky, this. So this was this way, peeled it up. Oh, and that one didn't come off. Or maybe it wasn't supposed to. Anyway, so this is just straight photocopy paper. The photocopy paper seems to have a stable and specific effect. Oh, more burning, more sugar burning. This bubbling is very fun. Here's another one. Ooh, yeah. This is 100% a burn. That's a cabbage bit. But, you know, doesn't look all that awful. Color variation. Okay, we'll keep it. This is more of the black and white photographs. Not photographs, printed pages. I'm going to be very sad when I am finished that book, because I don't have a replacement for it. Another piece of paper. I did a lot of lined paper, because it was what was available. And that one. It's crochet. This, you can sort of see circles. That was me sort of plopping out the paper onto I had a cool stove. I didn't have any elements on, but because I had heat, there was heat in the elements. And so it just sort of singed it. And that was a fold. I didn't flop it down evenly. So some more of that. Oh, so here's another one where I have the Bitso paper. And this one came through the other side as well, which is pretty funky. And that is cabbage. This one's fun. I don't know if you remember the very, very large map book. This is a couple of pages from the map book, and they're just cut in half, and they make a very nice page. Burnt like bananas, though. And not quite burnt like bananas, but very close. More lined. I didn't realize I had done this much dyeing. No wonder I was tired at the end of it all. There we are. So these effects are me plunking it down, but not having it sort of flat and smooth. Boy, these are so wet. These are starting to warp this. Wow. Yes, we do need to do some more. Oh, it's another bit with these little bits. And so you can see the outline there and there, and you can see it on the other side as well. That's fun. Definitely a fold and burnt like bananas. This is some more. feel like this should be fast forwarded. So I'm just going through paper. These are interesting. Oh, I have 2 pages here. So this is graph paper on the one side. This is also graph paper. You could almost sort of see images like wraiths or something coming out here. If you wanted to use that as a base for some art, that might be fun too. It's another poorly flopped piece of paper. This would be really helpful to do out in the very hot sun. So you could just dip and swing. For that, are we getting near the bottom? Yeah, we're getting close. Another one. I wanted to try just some more book page to see what would happen. And it changes the character of it for sure. It ceases to be a, here is a bright white, clearly pulled out of a book, put into another journal, and has some character. That's the word we want. It has some character. This is another piece. A little bit of a chewed end there. And this probably got stuck on something, or I didn't actually get dye into it. There's another heating element. That's fun because I've got it sort of in the center, so I have both pages will have some of the circle on it. Here's another one of these little bits. Graph paper. Blank paper, so you can see that there's those bits that are there. Spraying this would be fun too, I think. But I need it to be warm outside. Okay, this is the last one, and this was too big for my little ersatz press. I should probably fold it, but you can see the element here as well. So that is the roundup. Hope you enjoyed that flip through. Highly recommend as a method for dyeing, and I will certainly do this one again. So thanks so much for joining me for this fairly quick flip through. Please like, subscribe, and drop me a comment below if you have anything to say. Thanks so much. Bye now.